Giovanni Brusca, the notorious mafia killer and shocking twist. In early June 2021, Giovanni Brusca, a key member of the Sicilian Mafia in Italy, was pardoned after serving 25 years in prison. Known as a brutal assassin, Brusca carried out ruthless murders for the mafia from the 1970s to the 1990s, killing anyone in the mafia's way, from judges and government officials to innocent children, all without remorse. The families of Brusca's victims expressed horror and disappointment, as the person who had destroyed their families was now treated as an ordinary citizen. This has brought back terrifying memories of the most ruthless mafia boss, a man who unhesitatingly admitted to hundreds of cold-blooded murders. Giovanni Brusca was born on February 20, 1957, in San Giuseppe Jato, a village in Sicily, southern Italy. For Brusca, life's trajectory had always been inseparable from the mafia. Brusca was one of 3 sons of mafia boss Bernardo Brusca, one of the 4 leaders of the infamous Corleonesi gang at that time. This lifestyle had been ingrained in Brusca's mind from an early age, as his family, from his great-grandfather to his father, had been deeply involved in the mafia. As he grew older, Brusca assisted fugitives by supplying them with food and clothes. He also began cleaning and retrieving weapons his father stored and buried in nearby fields. At 18, Brusca committed his first crime, and a year later he murdered his second victim. With a double-barreled gun, Brusca shot down the victim right outside a crowded cinema. These shocking murders immediately gained him the trust of Salvatore Riina, the boss of all bosses, who brought him into the mafia ranks. After becoming an official member, Brusca served as the driver for another Corleonesi leader, Bernardo Provenzano. Shortly after, Brusca was assigned a role he excelled at: murder. Typically, he would torture victims to make them talk. Tortures could last for hours and included brutal methods like hammering legs and pulling ears with pliers. Once he extracted the necessary information, Brusca would often strangle his victims to death. To dispose of the bodies, he used equally gruesome methods. Many believed Brusca enjoyed killing, but he denied this. Most of the time, he did not even know who his victims were. It was just a matter of following orders. In one incident, Brusca was instructed to kill an unspecified target on a tractor. 3 different people were on 3 different tractors, and Brusca killed all 3, prioritizing thoroughness over accuracy. The bombing that shook Italy. Giovanni Brusca was not only a murderer but also ignited a violent campaign against Italian law enforcement. During the 1980s, as Salvatore Riina's right-hand man, Brusca fought the police with AK-47s and planted car bombs targeting prosecutors. The first target was Rocco Chinichi, Palermo's chief prosecutor, who had founded the anti-mafia pool to dismantle the mafia. In July 1983, Brusca placed explosives in Chinichi's car. The explosion was so powerful it blasted the car to the height of a 3-story building, killing Chinichi, 2 bodyguards, and injuring 20 others. Following Chinichi's death, Giovanni Falcone took over the anti-mafia pool. With unprecedented powers to curb the mafia, Falcone's work led to over 300 mafia members being sentenced to life in prison between 1986 and 1992, including boss Riina, who managed to evade capture at the time. By 1990, many mafiosi detained by Falcone appealed their sentences. Some government members made deals with the mafia to prevent further bloodshed. However, Falcone and fellow prosecutor Paolo Borsellino successfully challenged these deals. Consequently, both Falcone and Borsellino became mafia targets. On May 23, 1992, while Falcone was traveling in an armored car from the airport toward Palermo, Brusca detonated 400 kilograms of explosives hidden in a tunnel, killing Falcone, his wife, and 2 anti-terrorist agents. 2 months later, Borsellino was also assassinated, becoming the boss. After Falcone's assassination, the mafia grew bolder, using car bombs to target police and government buildings, with Brusca playing a central role. Eventually, Italian police captured Santino Di Matteo, a co-conspirator in Falcone's murder. Di Matteo later became an informant, revealing details about those involved, including Brusca. His information also led to Riina's arrest in 1993, who received a life sentence that same year. With Riina behind bars, Brusca took over as the mafia's top boss. One of his first orders was to punish Di Matteo for his betrayal. In 1993, Brusca kidnapped Di Matteo's 12-year-old son in an attempt to force Di Matteo to recant. After 7 days, Brusca sent a note with the words, "Keep quiet," and a photo of the boy to Di Matteo's family. For more than 2 years, Brusca's men tortured and starved the boy, even sending photos of his beatings to his father. Finally, in January 1996, when the boy was 15, Brusca ordered his execution, strangling him to death. Despite this, Di Matteo stood firm, and his testimony led to Brusca's indictment for murder. "I can't remember the names of all the people I killed," Brusca confessed. On May 20, 1996, at 39, Brusca was captured while dining with his family at a small rural house in Sicily near Agrigento. When the authorities searched the house, they found the Brusca family watching a TV program about Falcone, the man Brusca had killed almost exactly 4 years earlier. Both Brusca and his brother surrendered to the police without resistance. After his arrest, Brusca began cooperating with the police. Initially, his cooperation was met with skepticism, as many believed his remorse was just a ploy to avoid harsh prison terms. In a book, Brusca admitted, "I personally can't remember each individual name of the people I killed. More than 100, but certainly fewer than 200. Brusca's life sentence was reduced to 26 years after he cooperated with the police, helping them apprehend many other mafia members. On May 31st, Brusca was released, sparking a wave of outrage across Italy. Though he is on probation for the next 4 years, Giovanni Brusca's release caused outrage nationwide. Families of his victims were horrified and disappointed that the man who had destroyed their families was now free. Former Prime Minister Enrico Letta, leader of the Democratic Party, called it a gut punch that leaves one speechless, expressing his bewilderment that this could happen.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And as always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.